Just fixing the internet real quick. We're back. Okay, so 4-point game, 5 minutes left. Lakers are threatening.
Hero with 5 to shoot. Hero drives past Caruso, gets inside.
Great finish. Great finish by Hero. A 6-point game. So this is one of the keys. Look how easily. Look how easily LeBron switches this. Whoa. I don't get it. I don't get why he switched that so easily. I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why did he switch that?
Caldwell Pope picks him up. One-on-one. Butler backs in. That
look at that. Easy. So when Rondo and KCP are on the floor down the stretch, I expect the Heat to do a little bit of mismatch hunting of their own. Like, because that's an easy shot. And you got 4 3-point shooters on the court. So you can't doubling. You could double from that position, but it's hard. Right? You could double from this position. LeBron could double down, but you want to double down from Hero. Right? Maybe you double down from the weak side. Anthony Davis is not even looking. So even if LeBron doubled down, Hero's going to get an open 3. Don't want that either.
Picks him up.
Right? Look at this. Look at Hero's positioning. So he's giving Jimmy a better angle, right? Because if the double comes, Hero's got 2 options. He can cut there or he can cut here to show to Jimmy. Find the open shot.
One-on-one. Butler backs in. That
gets into the paint, makes the shot. Like, Jimmy was just incredible. So look for them to look for those mismatches more with Jimmy Butler. Oh, Morris. Morris was so good. Marquise Morris was so good. He was so good. I think he hit 5 threes in this game, 4 threes, something like that. We'll look at the stats in a little bit. But his 3-point shooter, him and Kuzma, I think the bench scored 53 points. Huge. Okay, look, again. LeBron, why are you letting the switch happen so easily? Why are you letting it switch happen so easily? I don't understand. Now he gets to attack Markieff Morris for easy bucket. That's on LeBron. We saw this against the Warriors. He's letting the switch happen so easily. Get over the screen. Fight for the screen. Fight position. Notice when the Heat are getting away from the mismatch hunt, they're hedging and they're trying to at least waste clock and make it harder for LeBron to get the mismatch he wants. Literally, LeBron handed him off to Markieff Morris. I don't understand that.
Masterpiece from Jimmy Butler.
Ridiculous.
LeBron James.
Okay, they give him. Olynyk had no idea what to do. Olynyk was so confused on what to do.
The 20-year-old.
Oh, Hero. That's on Rondo. Oh, get the snarl. Snarl on him. Okay, be careful now. Be careful. We saw this before. We saw this in the first round with Dang dancing when they won a game. We saw this in the second round with whatchamacallit? What's it the second round? Rockets. We saw it with Westbrook. Right? Maybe he was yelling to the crowd. Maybe Westbrook was yelling to the crowd. Then we saw it again with Murray when Murray was doing that little dance after they won a game. What happened after that? Lakers didn't lose a single other game after that. Every time this happened. This is 3 times. This is just like bad karma. You just don't do it. He gives him the snarl. Okay. And LeBron's like already off the court. A lot of people were making a big stink about this. But from what I've been reading is that the clock was off. Like, the clock didn't show the correct time and it showed 0. So LeBron saw 0 and walked off the court. And then obviously they put some seconds back on it. And then they had to play that last possession of the game while LeBron was still walking to the locker room. So people try to make stories out of everything. This is not a non-story. LeBron is obviously frustrated. You don't want to give a team life, right? Because remember in the Boston Celtics series with the Raptors when Anunoby hit that corner 3. So it's way different when you're up 3-0 versus when you're up 2-1. It's just way different. So that's the end of that game. Miami wins at 115-104. But let's look at the stats real quick again, okay? Let's look at the stats. Okay, so LeBron had 25 on 16 shots, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, but he did have 8 turnovers. He had 8 turnovers. Your assist to turnover ratio matters. 8 turnovers. He was a -4. Okay, Anthony Davis, he got the 4 fouls. He had the 3 fouls before. He also had 5 turnovers. They had in the first quarter. In the first quarter, if you go to the first quarter, LeBron and Anthony Davis had 8 turnovers. Anthony Davis had 2 fouls also in the first quarter. He took 0 shots. 0 shots Anthony Davis took in the first quarter. Okay? So that's a problem. Danny Green doing Danny Green things. 0 for 3. 0 for 2 from 3. -9. Kuzma was kind of their steadying force. He hit 2 threes. He was a +6. Markieff Morris hit a 3. He also got the free throw line twice. Even though LeBron had 4 turnovers in the first quarter, he got to the free throw line 7 times. It's good. So the Heat actually didn't shoot that well in the first either, but they did have the lead. They were 9 for 21. They took so many more shots, right? The Lakers took 13 shots. Miami took 21 shots. That's not something you want. Even if you shoot a worse percentage, you don't have to shoot a better percentage when you're taking more shots. That's why turnovers are so important. The Lakers actually had 10 turnovers in the quarter, but they were actually only down 3. So at this point, I was looking at the score, 26-23 in the first quarter, and the Lakers were only down 3 points. I'm just like, how? How are they only down 3 points at that point? It's crazy. Like, Heat were in trouble. If Heat were in trouble. Daily Dose says, is it 2-1 Lakers or 3-1? It's 2-1 Lakers. 2-1 Lakers. We got game 4 on Wednesday, I believe. So in the fourth quarter, okay, actually, we can just even go, let's look in the second half total. Actually, fourth quarter is probably the most important. This is where Rondo comes in a huge play. This is where Rondo helps out a ton. He's a secondary ball handler. He just makes these like odd plays. He just makes these odd plays, whether it's to get somebody open or get assists, or even force fouls or force turnovers. Markieff Morris, again, was great in this game. I think the bench scored 53 points in this game for the Lakers. I don't know how many times you're going to get that again, though. Anthony Davis, fourth quarter, took 1 shot. 1 shot. Now, he had 4 fouls in this game, so his aggressiveness was kind of sapped away a bit. He just wasn't aggressive. I mean, I didn't see, when I watched the game, I didn't see anything specific. Once he got those 3 cheapies, I think 2 of those fouls were kind of questionable. 2 of those fouls were kind of questionable. So, I think he just kind of took the night off a little bit. Definitely took the night off a little bit. Kuzma was good in this game. He had 18 points. Let's see. So Kuzma was 6 of 13 with 19 points in this game. I mean, he hit 4 threes. He played well. He was a +6. Anthony Davis was a -26 on the floor. I mean, wow. You just don't expect that. -26, minus double digits. That's incredible. The fourth quarter turned into Jimmy Buckets time, right? So on the other side, this is what the Heat did. Okay, Jimmy Butler was 3 for 5. He got to the free throw line 4 times. Had 5 assists, 10 points. He was a +9. This dude literally played didn't sit but for 2 minutes in this entire game. He must be exhausted. That ice bath must be the biggest ice bath of all time. And you got Tyler Hero went 3 for 5. Remember, he struggled much of the game. I think before that, he went 3 for 5. So he was 6 for 18 from the field. He was 3 for 15. Is that right? No, 3 for 13. He was 3 for 13 before that. And you know what? He didn't give up. Duncan Robinson had a 3. Kelly Olynyk 3 for 4 from the floor. He had a couple of those plays where he got scooted to the hoop and got layups, right? So the Heat just looked like they wanted it more down the stretch. The Lakers' defensive rotations were terrible. They were terrible. Okay. You saw that there was a lot of open shots for the Heat and a lot of open layups. There was even a few plays where Jimmy Butler had it layups essentially, but you know, the Anthony Davis effect, you're afraid of getting your shot sent to the second row. He passed those up, but there's a lot of times LeBron was not making the right rotation, or he was getting beat off the dribble by Jimmy Butler. We showed that. Dwight Howard was completely ineffective. This will be interesting. Danny Green 0 for 6. Oh my God, Danny Green's so bad on offense. Now he's a good defender. But Danny Green's so bad on offense. 0 for 6. I don't know what's going on with this guy. It's not like his shots are not open. It's not like he's not open. He's standing wide open. I don't get it. Okay? I don't get it. So even though the bench was really good for the Lakers, the starters were terrible. I don't know you're going to get another performance like that from the bench. Now, Anthony Davis will be better. He only had 15 points in this game. And Jimmy Butler with a 40-point triple-double. Just absolutely incredible. So, Myles Leonard was a plus 13. He had some big minutes. We saw a couple times he just, would crash to the rim off that pick and roll. And you know what? Dwight Howard didn't know what to do with him. That's why Dwight Howard didn't play. Because they were playing Kelly Olynyk. They were playing Myles Leonard. And those guys have three-point range. Especially when they're standing open. I mean, Kelly Olynyk it was 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Right? So, when they're standing open like that. So, Kelly Olynyk had 17 points and 7 rebounds. He's bad on the defensive side. But the Heat overall got to the free throw line so much. Okay? They got to the free throw line. Let's see. Let me refresh this real quick. So the Lakers got to the free throw line 29 times. Oh, they only got to, and then the Heat only got 23 times. Okay. So it was pretty even as far as the free throw battle, but the Heat were 21 for 23, 91% from the free throw line. Jimmy Butler was 12 of 14 by himself. I mean, he was just attack. He was attack mode the whole entire night. Jimmy Butler didn't have a single foul. Can you believe that? He was guarding LeBron James all night and didn't have a single foul. Yeah, they probably got some calls. But this was the greatest finals individual game performance and the biggest upset in the finals. Or I'm sorry, not the biggest, one of the biggest, because the Lakers were favored by 9 points, almost double digits. I think it was like 9.5 at one. But the Heat win by 11. The Heat win by 11 in this. Okay, so what are the takeaways from this game from both sides? Okay, I said this before for the Heat. One of their keys is, can they rebound? Can they rebound? Lakers are way bigger than them. Lakers had 43 rebounds. The Heat had 37. So they only lost this by 6 this time. I think in previous games, they were down double digits in rebounding. Okay? So the other thing is second chance points. Remember, when they're playing that zone and they're playing smaller, right? They're smaller against a bigger Lakers team. DeVale didn't even see the floor in this game tonight. Which was interesting too. When you're playing against a bigger team, you got to keep them off the boards. Offensive rebounding is a huge thing, especially against a zone, because it's a lot harder to find a guy to block out. How can I speak? Block out when you're in the zone because you're not locked to a body. You're locked to an area, so guys can slip through areas to find offensive rebounds. And the Lakers were killing Heat on rebounding before. So when a guy gets an offensive rebound, a lot of times what happens is you see a guy get off his rebound, you go up and try to block it. It forces some fouls sometimes. Like Bam had this problem in game 1. But second chance points were only 6-5. So that's a win for the Heat. It's a win for the Heat. They got rebounds. Jimmy Butler said in the post-game conference that we got rebounds. They got rebounds. The other key is the Lakers turn the ball over a lot. Okay? They turn the ball over a lot. In general, in these playoffs, they've turned the ball over a lot. I think they were like bottom half or like of the playoffs for turnovers. You get those problems with Rondo and LeBron at times because they take a lot of chances. They handle the ball a lot. So the Heat have to win the turnover battle. They did by 7. Okay, what did that lead to? They did by 7. Now they did give up 13 turnovers themselves, so that kind of hurt a little bit. But it keeps the Lakers from taking shots. Keeps the Lakers from taking shots when you turn the ball over. It gets you out of rhythm. And the other key in this game was, which is just mind-blowing, and this also goes to show how good Jimmy Butler is. They outscored the Lakers by 18 in the paint. The smaller team outscored the bigger team by 18 in the paint area. Like if I'm Frank Vogel, the Lakers coach, I'm like, we cannot lose the paint battle. This is our strength. We cannot lose the paint battle. It's crazy. Can't do it. Not only did they lose it, they lost it by 18 points. Most of that from Jimmy Butler. Okay, most of that from Jimmy Butler. Now, there's one play I want to cover again. We talked about this before, briefly. So let me go back to the other format. Let's see if we can pull it up real quick. Sometimes NBA stats doesn't work all the way, but let's see if we can find it. Okay. I think this was the one down.
In game 2, he was terrific. Had 33 points.
Sound off real quick. Yeah. So I think it was this one here. Okay, let's make this big here. Notice, look how easy. Look how easy. Look how easy LeBron James gives up the switch. I don't understand. You can go under that screen. Like, let's watch it again. Okay, you need to stop here if you're Lakers, right? You're down 7 with 122 left. You need to stop. I think LeBron's definitely going to watch this tape and realize this. Who's the person beating you? LeBron, you wanted Jimmy Butler, right? You wanted Jimmy Butler. Okay, you're on him. You got him, right? Okay, so Kelly Olynyk comes to set the screen. They're like, wait, no. We don't want Kelly Olynyk because Anthony Davis is guarding him. That's not the matchup we want. Okay, you have 2 other options. You can do Tyler Hero. You can do even Rondo. You're gonna put Duncan Robinson. Excuse me, just to force the smaller mismatch onto Butler. Okay, but look, so Crowder comes over. He sets the pick. Go! Oh my God, he just gives it up. And notice where Anthony Davis is at the time. He's away from the rim because of Kelly Olynyk. He's away from the rim because of Kelly Olynyk and shoot that 3. He's hit 3 of them in the game. And LeBron just gives up the switch. Look at it. Markieff Morris is on an island with Jimmy Butler, who's red hot the entire game. I just do not understand why LeBron doesn't fight more to not give up the switch. And he goes and attacks Morris with a basket. Just, that's something that LeBron's going to look at and be like, and Vogel's going to look at, like, A, you have 2 options. Just double team Jimmy Butler off this pick. Double team him, or don't let the switch happen so easily. Butler's not going to jack up a 3 that far out. Go under the screen. I don't understand that. Make them rescreen, waste time on the shot clock. Do not give that up that easily. It's crazy. Like, I was just so annoyed when I was watching that, if you're the Lakers fan, for him to just casually let Butler work on whoever he wanted to. Fight over the screen, fight under the screen, trap it, anything. Don't let them get the mismatch. It happened a couple times with KCP. Also, I think. Let's see if I can find that one too. Okay. It's just like, I'm not sure what he was doing. So here's the other one. Okay, so look, LeBron's on him. Hero sets the pick. Doesn't fight over the screen, doesn't do anything. Just lets the switch happen. Right? Butler, bigger, stronger on KCP. Gets to a spot in the paint. Hits the shot. And he's already feeling it at this point. Right? So it's just... I just don't understand why LeBron did that down the stretch. Now, Jimmy Butler was great in this game. What are you going to do? Jimmy Butler was great in this game. Okay, so Lakers going forward. Anthony Davis can't get in foul trouble. Danny Green, please make a shot. I mean, in the first two games, I think the Lakers role guys hit a lot of threes or at least shot them at a good clip. And the Lakers have to win the rebound battle, points in the paint battle. That's crazy that the Heat outscored them by 18 points in the paint. That can't feel good. That cannot feel good as the Lakers. I think they will get back to being physical again. I think the Heat were more physical in this game. But Anthony Davis has a stinker every few games. Even with Butler going nuts on the Lakers, they were still in this game. They had the lead in the fourth quarter, I think, with like 5 or 6 minutes left. Rondo put them up by 1. So Anthony Davis took 1 shot fourth quarter. Need him a little bit more. I think you'll get a little bit more in game 4. Lakers will win. I think the Lakers take game 4. Because they'll make those adjustments. Just not going to get those level of fouls. A couple of those fouls on Anthony Davis are pretty cheap. Right? They were pretty cheap fouls. But they got him anyways. And all of his aggressiveness was sapped away. I don't think they're going to turn the ball over that many times again. I mean, LeBron and AD had a lot of turnovers. I think they had 13 of the 20 turnovers themselves. 14 or something like that. Now, here is an interesting thing for the Heat. Bam was hurt in this game with a neck injury, and then Dragic was hurt. Oh, Daly, you say Heat take game 4. Post your reasons. Post your reasons. I want to see what your reasoning is. That Butler stays hot. Okay, that's possible. I think I need to fix my chat box here real quick. Butler stays hot. Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at you. I hope so. I want a long series. Like, I want this to go 7. That'd be ideal for everybody. If you're a basketball fan, why wouldn't you not want the NBA Finals to go to 7? If you're in the NBA, why wouldn't you not want the Finals to go to 7? Imagine the Game 7. Imagine the Game 7 Finals ratings. We covered last time a lot of the ratings are dropping. That would be a huge boost for the ratings if they go to Game 7. The Heat can somehow get this to Game 7. Now, the interesting thing for the Heat in Game 4 is if Bam comes back, how are they going to treat Myles Leonard and Kelly Olynyk? Because they both had really good minutes. And now they weren't playing Kelly Olynyk and Myles Leonard basically at all. But when you have those guys on the floor, it stretches the floor out, right? Sometimes you'll bring, especially Anthony Davis, because remember, Anthony Davis is almost always going to be guarding Myles Leonard or Kelly Olynyk, especially if they're on the floor, or Jay Crowder, right? Those 3. All 3 of those guys. Yeah, he says, I also predict an injury next game. For who? Who's going to get injured? Let's not wish that on anybody, but I'd be curious. Someone will go over their limits. Okay, so Anthony Davis is being taken away from the rim. He was taken away from the rim in this game because of Olynyk, Crowder, and Myles Leonard. I mean, although Dwight was on Myles Leonard, I think, for his minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Now, he punishes them on the other side, right? He punishes them on the other side. So the shot blocking wasn't there. You can't play Dwight. You couldn't play Dwight, so his shot blocking's gone. You didn't play JaVale McGee at all. So that's why Jimmy, I think, had the ability to attack. A whole lot. With Anthony Davis only played 32 minutes, I think, in this game. And he was also in foul trouble, so he couldn't be as aggressive with his rotations once he got that third foul. I think it was in the first half. I think he had 4 fouls in the third. So those rotations weren't as strong. He's too worried about getting a foul called. Now, yeah, it's just, we'll see. Trying to fix the chat here real quick. We'll see what happens, but yeah. Now, Bam coming back gives him a boost defensively, but this revealed some stuff. This revealed some things, especially with that second unit when Anthony Davis is on the court. Do you just live with the fact that he might dominate you and you just try to double team him? He might double team him and live with the results. You live with Danny Green shooting shots. You live with Rondo shooting shots. And then the other way, you pull Anthony Davis away from the rim. That way the Heat can attack the rim again. So, it's too bad. It's too bad Bam has been out. So is Dragic. Should be interesting to see how the series would really progress with those two out. Maybe we'll get Bam back for Game 4. Maybe we'll get Bam back for Game 4, and then we'll go from there. But I think Lakers will make the adjustments, and I think Lakers win Game 4 easily. Easily. Don't hate me, Jimmy Butler. Don't hate me, Jimmy Butler, please. Okay. So, we covered NBA. Other thing we like to talk about in this channel is NFL. So, we don't do it much. We'll be doing more NFL as the year progresses, especially once NBA gets phased out. NBA is almost done, which is sad. But we'll switch over to NFL and maybe some baseball and just some general sports news as we go on. And even some other things. We'll do some regular chats also. But we move to the NFL now. So the Raiders. Okay. Let's take a look at all the scores. We'll recap. I'm from the Bay Area, California. So we're Raiders, Niners fans out here. We'll cover those teams. We'll cover the general NFL. And then we'll close it out maybe with fantasy football. Any fantasy football fans out there? My team's screwed. We'll talk about that. Maybe y'all can give me some help, please. Okay. So NFL. The big story today, which we'll cover in a little bit. We'll cover that in a little bit. But we're going to talk about the Raiders first. Okay, the Raiders lost 30-23. Oh, I hate it when this stupid ads show up. Like, it's annoying. The Raiders lost 30-23. And we'll take a look at some of those highlights real quick. Let me switch back real quick. Take a look at those NFL highlights. Let me pull that up. Daly, are you a football fan at all? Anybody in chat, NFL fans? So, we'll take a quick look at these highlights. Let me pull it up. I want the NFL ones. Yeah, sure. We'll cover some of the NFL. We'll use some of the NFL ones. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these highlights. There's one specifically that I care about. Is like, okay, so the Raiders. All right, at this point in the game, okay, this is important for the Raiders side. They're down 7 points. Right, it's start of the fourth quarter. They're driving. Look, they're at the 50-yard line. They're at the 50-yard line. They're driving. Start of the fourth quarter, down 7, right? So they're right here in the game. They're down 7. They're right here in the game. Okay, let's watch what happens. Okay, they get a pass out to Renfro. Okay, gets the first down. All right, we're inside the 35 now. Okay, inside the 34. All right, Darren Waller. Okay, Darren Waller is our best, probably our best offensive player, or second best. Josh Jacobs is probably number 1 at running back. Okay, so he catches the ball. Okay, he catches the ball here. No big deal. Okay, he's going to get 4 or 5 yards. Tries to put a move. Okay, tries to fight for extra yards. Josh Norman right here punches the ball out. Look at that. Punches it out. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God. The Bills get the ball back, okay? Just like the turnovers. It's just, oh my God. Are you serious? You're going to turn the ball over there on a drive? Right? At least get 3 points, right? Get some points. Okay? Daly does triple. Yeah, I know most of the players' names. I know most of the players' names, not necessarily their numbers. I just know just based off how they look. Okay, so Josh Norman gets the fumble, and it's just so frustrating. So we'll skip ahead, right? They give up the touchdown. All right, that's what happens. They give up the touchdown. All right, but it's not over yet. We're still in this. We're down 14. We're down 2 scores. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this drive. All right, we dump it off to Josh Jacobs. Oh no, that's Richard. Sorry, 3rd and 6.
He's going to be at least a yard, maybe too short. Gordon goes 3 tight ends on
4th down. They run it. Gets stopped. They got stopped. On our side of the field. Look, it's on our Raiders side of the field they get stopped. It's just devastating. You have to convert that, okay? So we'll continue on. Okay. Right? Look at this play. Okay, let's go back in this play. This is a big moment. This is what saved the game for the Raiders. So Josh Allen's a pretty young quarterback. He's got to know they're in field goal range to get the 3, and that essentially turns it into a 3-score game, right? It's over if it's a 3-score game. But what does he do? Let's watch this play. Running back. He goes back. Okay, he's trying to make a play. Right there before that, he should have thrown the ball away. Just throw it away. You just need a field goal. You don't even have to score a touchdown. You just need any points. What happens? Takes the sack. Oh, no. He takes the sack. Look where he takes the sack. Almost at the 42-yard line. That's a long, long field goal. Okay, so Raiders got... The Bills tried to hand the ball back to the Raiders. Tried to hand the game back to the Raiders. Okay, so here's the drive again. Remember, only down 2 scores again. We got 3 timeouts. You got the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they can do here. The Carr throws it up to Winfrey. Boom. We're in this. We were right back in this game. Right back in the game. Like, look at this catch. Watch that again. Look at the throw. Look at the grab. What a catch. What a great catch by Winfrey. Okay? Great catch. All right. Look, we're on the what? It's like the 35. No, like the 33, 34. Okay. Down 2 scores still. We got essentially 3 timeouts, essentially 4 timeouts with the 2-minute warning. Okay. Looking good. We got a chance. What happens next? Oh my God.
Quentin Jefferson knocked it loose and recovers for the Bills.
Like, watching that, I want to cry. Watching that all over again, I want to cry. Like, what even just... Like, I don't even want to stream anymore watching that again. Let's go back. Let's watch that one more time. Okay? Let's watch this devastation one more time. Look at this. This is not on the... This is not blindside. This is in his face. He sees the person there. He sees them. Now, he's trying to find this receiver here, right? This is where he wants to dump the ball. He's open. Look how open he is. Let's see. Could he have got that pass off earlier? I want to see. Could he have gotten that pass off earlier? Let's watch it one more time. It makes me sad. Okay. So he must have at this point dropped his eyes. He must have at this point dropped his eyes because he's open. Oh my God.
Quentin Jefferson knocked it loose and recovers for the Bills. Disastrous last 4 possessions.
Especially when they still had a chance to be in this game.
And again, the Bills still didn't score, right? Now imagine if we got points on that position. Imagine if we got 7 on that position. We would have the ball with 2 timeouts plus a 2-minute warning, assuming everything else just stay the same, and be driving again, a chance to tie the game, which is a position you want to be in. Just sucks. Look, he throws this deep ball, right? I'm thinking, oh. They get the flag. That's Aguilar. They get the flag call, right? So back on the Bills side of the ball. The Bills are trying to help us out in this game. Look, he almost catches this, but he gets hit beforehand. So they get the pass interference call. Okay. Now look where they are. 4th and 1. Great catch by Aguilar. Great catch. Great catch. So, okay, at this point, there's 1 minute, 29 seconds left. You only got 1 timeout. The problem is here, you have to kick. We got to get the onside kick. Got to get the onside kick. Can we do it? Oh, we get the bubble. He bobbles it. This close. This close. He bobbled it. So close. Ah! Ah! God, they miss it. And that ends the game. So, man. Move the NFL. It's just so frustrating to watch that. Right, let me pull up the scores again real quick. It's so frustrating to watch when you lose that way. Chiefs, Patriots just kicked off. Also, we don't like the Chiefs on this channel because they're in the Raiders division. So F the Chiefs, go Patriots. Where's the stats? Why does NFL do this? I don't understand why they do this. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so the Raiders, Derek Carr, 312 yards. Let's switch to this. Me. He had 312 yards with 2 touchdowns. Let me pull up on ESPN because NFL.com sucks. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Derek Carr, 311 yards, averaged 7 yards. He had a 107 rating, which is good. 2 touchdowns. But yeah. Daily Dose says, but I know Philadelphia won the Cup some time ago. Yeah, it was a couple years ago. Philadelphia beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. It's called the Super Bowl. So Waller had the 9 receptions and 88 yards, which is great. Stephon Diggs was good for the Bills. I don't even want to talk about the Bills because the Bills are a good team, right? I wasn't expecting us to win this game. But if the Raiders want to get over that hump, they got to win these types of games, at least not in a way, or at least not lose in a way where we shoot ourselves in the foot, right? So in the team stats, okay, Raiders, more first downs, okay, more total plays, more total yards, more passing yards, more rushing yards, less penalty yards, more penalties, but yes, penalty yards. More time of possession. That was like 6-7 different categories. Their third down efficiency, 8 for 14 versus 7 for 13. Essentially a wash, but almost a win. Okay. Only got sacked twice versus 1 time. More yards per rush. They probably had more yards per play overall. 2 turnovers. Back-breaking turnovers. In Bills territory. That means potential point scoring opportunities. They turned the ball over twice. That is just so frustrating. So frustrating to watch when you win that many categories. When you win that many categories and you turn the ball over twice in Bills territory with the Waller fumble and the Derek Carr fumble. And you got no points out of it. There's your game, essentially. Because remember, the Raiders were down 23-16. Then We're driving on the Bills' territory. Waller fumbles. Bills score a touchdown after that. We come back, right? 30 to 14. Driving again inside Bills' territory. Derek Carr fumbles it with a guy open, by the way. Can't lose football games that way. It's awful. I'm just so upset. I don't even want to talk about the Raiders. We're 2-2. Not the end of the world, but to lose a game that way is just incredibly frustrating. Okay, so next thing I want to cover in this game. Okay. The protocol for the NFL, this is kind of a COVID topic. The protocol for the NFL is that coaches are supposed to wear their masks, most of the time, especially when they're on their field. Supposed to talk to the mask. NFL provide a mask. They have the different options. You'll see Andy Reid with the face shield. Let's see if I can find that picture. Which, from what I've heard, face shields are not effective. So I'm not sure why the NFL allows it. I'm not sure why the NFL allows face shields. So this is a picture of the face shield here. Okay. So this is allowed, so you don't have to wear the mask per se. But hey, that's what they agreed to in the rules for coming back. Okay. But the Raiders coach John Gruden, already got fined one time. He's already got fined once, right? Let's see. See if we can find it. It already pops up on Google as face mask, right? So this is the article I was reading. Okay. Remember, in the NFL, draft picks are so incredibly important. So once again, John Gruden walking around. Daly says mustache plus mask equals bad audio. Yeah, probably. John Gruden. Okay, the rules are, if you're on the sideline, especially as a coach, you're supposed to have your face mask up or you have the shield like Andy Reid does, right? So Gruden, I mean, obviously, if there's times where you can lower it a little bit, at least briefly, but there was times along periods of times, even you can see during the broadcast, that John Gruden had his face mask down. The mask here, okay? The mask here doesn't do anything. Hello? That defeats the entire purpose. It defeats the entire purpose to have the mask here. Even here, it needs to be over your nose, or you're wearing the shield, which, again, I'm not sure if the shield's actually effective, but that's what they agreed to in the NFL as far as coming back, and that's the protocol they agreed to. Okay? So John Gruden already once got fined for this last week. Fined $100,000 for breaking that policy. And then the Raiders were dinged also for having unauthorized people. Yeah, I wish I had $100K to throw away like that. The Raiders were also fined because they had unauthorized people in the locker room, right? So what the NFL is trying to do is limit the amount of people in their locker rooms, try to keep the same group together, try to, almost semi-create a bubble, right? They have procedures, right? So, Daly says, I had the Rona 2 months ago, so I'm somewhat safe. Oh, interesting. I'll have to talk to you about that in a minute. Be curious to hear your insight on it and what you went through in just a second. The Raiders got heavily fined. They also got fined, but Derek Carr going to a charity event. Now, it was a charity event, so okay. I understand he's trying to do good for charity. But again, they're supposed to be limiting their contact to outside people. Go look at what happened to the Tennessee Titans. Hey, let's look it up. Hey, this was after the news came out with the Titans. Okay. So the Titans I think they had 12 people. Up to 8 people, they said. Up to 8 players test positive for COVID. Remember, it spreads really quickly. So, Now, a lot of these guys, these are elite athletes. Okay, these are elite athletes. So there's not as much worry about death per se. But there's been a lot of reports. Look, Twitter even was going crazy about Jon Gruden over it. Look, we'll even play this. He just keeps taking it off. He can't do it. Like, find a different mask. Like, that's just how they're set up. So a lot of these athletes are probably not high risk at all. These are like elite athlete guys, as fit as they could probably anybody is ever. But the problem is that there's other reports, even like heart damage, coming from this. And then once people start testing positive, you have to delay games. You got to delay games. So, when you do that, let's say Gruden gets it, possibly, then he gives it to, like, Josh Jacobs or Derek Carr even. They got to delay games. Patriots are going through it right now with Cam Newton. He's out. So not only should he be trying to protect himself, he was trying to protect his team because he can't play if you got it. Can't be on the field. So there's potential for the NFL to take a pick away from the Raiders over this. This is devastating. It's devastating. Okay. It's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating. So Daly, he said, yeah, I had a few symptoms. They told us we got the mutation that goes easy on people or something, but I stayed inside most of the time anyways and watched Twitch all day. So easy quarantine for me. Well, that's good that it seems like you didn't have anything too serious. That's good that you're safe and healthy. Sorry you had to go through that. But sounds like you recovered, so good for you. Good for you. Hopefully, we still got a long way before this thing's done. But NFL, you got to be careful because again, the Titans and the Pittsburgh game had to get delayed over this. So Jon Gruden, pay attention. Okay, pay attention. Get rid of NFL stuff. So the next thing I want to cover is the Niners game. So the Niners are basically a hospital right now because of how many injuries they have. So the Phillies. Sorry, the Phillies. What am I saying? Philadelphia. The Eagles, excuse me. The Eagles are backs against the wall. They're 0-2-1. 0-2-1. Daly says, yeah, when they get sick, it's different because they are performing at the highest level in sports so they can end their career. Yes, it can. Even though people may not die, there's been a lot of reports, especially with athletes. I think it was Iowa. The college team reported that 50% of the players that reported COVID positive had heart damage. I'm sorry. Do you want heart damage? Like, forget about dying, which the death rate is really, really low. I don't want heart damage either. Permanent heart damage, by the way. Not reversible. I don't want that. I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm not going to take that chance. And again, if some people get infected, they can't play. You're going to lose your team. They can't play. Okay. And then if enough of this happens, the NFL has to suspend for a couple weeks, which my prediction was the NFL will get to week 6. Because remember, they're traveling a lot. They're not creating a bubble like the NBA did. They didn't create a bubble like the NBA did. So they're traveling a lot. They have free reign to go around people. Although they're supposed to stay away from large crowds. They don't. That doesn't always happen. So if this keeps happening, the NFL is going to have to postpone a couple weeks because too many teams are going to be out. So be careful. This be something to watch. I said week 6. After week 6, they might have to take a week or 2 off just to get a handle on this thing real quick. So it's already starting to crop up. Hopefully it doesn't continue to crop up. And we can go on from there. But the next game I want to cover is the Niners and Eagles. Sunday Night Football, prime time. Okay, this is a prime time game. So let's take a look at that game. We'll talk about it. There's a couple of moments where I was just like, oh my God, what is Mullins, the Niners quarterback, doing? Oh my God, what is Mullins, the Niners quarterback, doing? Just some back-breaking turnovers. Even worse than Derek Carr. Jesus. Okay, let's look at that game.
Third down and 3. Kindler rookie out of South Carolina.
Remember, the Eagles at this point are 0-2-1. The Niners are missing Jimmy Garoppolo. They get George Kittle back, and George Kittle was just unbelievable in this game. George Kittle was unbelievable in this game. So Eagles back against the wall a little bit. We'll talk about why they're not quite the backs against the wall because of how bad the NFC East is. Just atrociously bad the NFC East is. Okay, but let's skip ahead to the second half because that's kind of the more important point. Okay, we'll skip ahead to the fourth quarter because it's kind of the more important area. So you have 3-point lead, right? Mullins just tossing it up to George Kittle. I mean, they couldn't guard this guy all night. They couldn't. Oh my God, Mullins. 3rd and 17 now. Just drive killing sacks. I mean, they get it to McKinnon. I guess it's better for punt position. So that was fine. Oh, they played it again. That's weird. Okay, we'll skip ahead. All right. This is a big play here. Okay. Oh, here comes the blitz. Oh, no.
If it's ruled a fumble, you got Trayvon LeBlanc.
Again, both quarterbacks for the Bay Area with the pressure not on the blind side, by the way. Not on the blind side. Fumble the ball in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, both of them fumble the ball. Let's go back. Let's see the setup here. Okay, so the Eagles are presenting with a 4-man front. Okay, it looks like a 4-man front, right? There's your 4. Okay, and they're playing. It's 3rd and 10, so they probably have their dime or nickel package, their pass defense package. And then you got your 2 linebackers here, right? I got that right. So let's play it. Let's see what Nolan sees. So the Niners are playing with a stack set right now with Kittle on top, the Ayuk, McKinnon's in the background. I don't know. I don't remember the other Niners wide receivers because their wide receivers are all of them are hurt. So let's play the game. So they send a double blitz. Looks like the Eagles are playing zone. Hard to see from this angle. They send the double blitz. The Niners pick it up. Mullins right there tries to get rid of this ball. Remember, they got to go 10 yards. Tries to get rid of it. Gets it slapped out of his hands. And look at the positioning of the Eagles. They're 10 yards away. They're essentially 10 yards away from field goal. They're 10 yards away from tying the game up. They don't have to go very far. So let's see what happens next. Oh. So good play by Hurts because the play wasn't open. Okay. So 3rd and 6. All right, they run the swing pass to Sanders. Good job by the Niners to get the stop. Okay, they go for it on 4th down here. Looks like they're going man defense. Man on man, 5 wide, empty backfield. Niners send the blitz, so they send 5. Right? So everybody's man on man. Right? When I say man on man, right? Okay? It's just mano y mano. So Wentz's job is to find the open guy, right? The blitz doesn't get there, right? Here's the problem. The blitz, let's see. Remember, this guy sending the blitz, right? It's 5 on 5. Not sending an extra guy. They're just sending 5 guys against 5 rushers. So Eagles, look, they stand it up, right? Blitz doesn't get there. They run the little rub route. Right? They run the rub route and the receiver breaks open. Just a good execution by the Eagles, right? Okay, good execution by the Eagles. And then this crazy play. I'm not sure what they were trying to do here. Destroyed. 2nd and 18. Look at this. Oh, he gets beat down the sideline. Oh, no. They take the lead. And it's important. It's important here. It counted, Daly. That counted. He was in bounds. So they get the extra point. It's important that they got the extra point because now the Niners need a touchdown. Not a field goal, a touchdown. And then this disaster. Oh my God. This is... We're going to play this first, and then you're going to see my reaction to this.
For 42 yards. From the 25-yard line.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't even look. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wheels off the bus. Burning building. Oh my God. Let's watch this one more time. Okay. The linebacker, it looks like they're in a 3-2. Or not a 3-2. What is it? Covered? Might be in a cover 2 zone yeah, they might be in a cover 2 zone or a cover 4 or 3. Okay. So here's the linebacker here, right? He's just going to shade this way, right? So each of these guys, I think, have these zones, right? And then you have the shell on the outside, right? That's generally how the cover 4 or cover 3 works. Okay. Corners are playing off. Safety's playing off. Playing underneath. You hope your pass rush gets there. They're playing a zone. Okay. Nothing complicated, right? So the guy shades, right? Mullins is looking this way. He's looking. It's not like he turned back. It's not like the guy sprinted across the shield. He shades there. Now, I'm not sure if he doesn't see because of the lineman. Like he misses him. But look at this. Throws it right to him. One more time. This wasn't even close. The guy wasn't even. That ball wasn't even close. Was that ball even going to get there? Well, did he forget what jersey that team was on? Oh my God. Right after they gave up a touchdown. You gave up a pick 6. Oh my God. What are you doing, Mullins?
Touchdown, Alex Singleton. CJ Beathard is...
So now they put in CJ Beathard because Mullins had the fumble and that just awful pick 6. And CJ Beathard actually was dealing. Let's take a look. CJ Beathard was dealing, yo.
What kind of drama can he provide? Starts with a little dump off pass to McKinnon, and McKinnon will...
Oh, McKinnon. Ooh. Hits. Hey, McKinnon, Beathard, Niners fans, you know Beathard. Probably tired of Beathard. But you know what? He came in relief and he was dealing. Look at this. He's just dealing to guys, dude. Kittle. I don't know why they just triple team Kittle at some point, right? Why didn't you just triple team Kittle? Debo? Let's go, Debo Samuel. Oh, no. So when he took that sack, I was like, this is where they might come up short. But Beathard still stands in there. He delivers. Ayuk. I think it says, he's dealing, dude. Okay, now they give it to McKinnon. Okay, this was a very controversial play. Let's talk about this real quick. So they score the touchdown, right? Let's watch it one more time. This is a controversial play here. So in the NFL now, there's a new rule. As a runner, you're not allowed to lower your helmet into a defender. You're not allowed to lower your helmet into the defender. Let's see if we can slow-mo that. Okay. Let's find it real quick. Let's play it at half speed. Okay. So, he catches the ball. Let's see. I'll even slow it down further here. Okay. Quarter speed. Can't do that. Cannot lower your head into the defender. Okay. Now, you may not like that rule, but it is the rule. That should have been a flag on the offense, and that touchdown should have been taken off the board, and they should have lost 15 yards. So I think some people were talking about that. I mean, as you know, root for Bay Area teams, okay with them not calling it, because it didn't go against, you know, the Niners, but that's actually a penalty on McKinnon. I mean, he crushes his head into that guy's chest. Can't do it. But nonetheless, they get the touchdown. Okay. So this is important now because it's 25-20. It's 25-20. Right? They got to go for 2 to force it to be a 3-point game. Okay. Great play call. Oh! Oh no! One more time. Full speed. Oh! This is so important. It's so important that Kittle, we watch this one more time. It's so important that Kittle catches this because it makes it a 25-22 game. They only need 3. Niners got 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning left. Okay. So they got essentially 3 timeouts and only need a field goal to tie. So the other weird thing is, like, let's watch it one more time. So when Beathard comes out of this, why didn't he run? I mean, I guess what he saw was that player, like, if I can draw a better art, like, he probably, because Beathard's not a fast player, right? He's not a fast player. So what he probably saw was, okay, Kittle had like 16 catches in this game, so he's not dropping the ball, right? You think Kittle's not dropping the ball. But a lot of people were looking and were like, dude, why didn't you just run the ball? But maybe LeBlanc there actually might have got there. So here's the onside kick. So for me, I wasn't sure about them kicking the onside here. They didn't get it rather than punting because of field positioning, right? They need to get the field position. But I guess you try to get the onside knowing that the Eagles are not going to try to score. But and then hope for the best. So they run this play and they get the sack, which is fine. So they get the stop. Okay, 1:18 left. 1:18 left. No timeouts though. No timeouts though, unfortunately. But remember that they need to score a touchdown. No longer a field goal, a touchdown. Beathard actually was dealing. Let's watch this.
Pass is caught over the middle. Kittle fights his way to the 40-yard line. Down and 4, you don't let him sub. Pass over the middle, they're using the middle of the field. It's a first down, 46 seconds, but the clock is now down almost.
Beathard was dealing in this, dude. Okay. 30 seconds left. Get a little closer. Get a little closer. Okay, Kittle. Okay, you run up, you spike this. Run up and spike it. Go quick. Okay, 12 seconds left. They actually had missed a couple plays. Oh my god, I was like, that could have ended the game if it was sacked. Okay. So they throw this pass. All right, he gets the time. He gets it to the end zone. He gets it there. 3 receiver. Oh! Oh! One more time. He's got 3 receivers there. Oh! And when this gets bobbled there, so based off the angle I was watching it, when that got bobbled there, I thought the ball was gonna fall. I thought the ball was gonna fall towards Kittle, and I was like, "Oh my god, is he gonna catch this off the bounce?" It was incredible. I thought he's gonna catch that right off the bounce, but he didn't. So, ball game, Niners lose. off that awful 2 turnovers by Mullins. I mean, Mullins is doing the best he can, right? He's the backup. Jimmy G would normally be in the game, but he did the best he could. So let's look at the numbers real quick. With the numbers, Mullins was 18 for 26, but he had the 2 picks and the fumble. We had 3 turnovers total. That sucks. And then George Kittle, 15 receptions. 15 receptions for 183 yards. Like, that's incredible performance. He caught every single target. 15 for 15. Incredible. Okay. So he caught all his targets. I mean, God, this guy was just incredible. I mean, he's got to be the best tight end in the league. He's got to be the best tight end in the league, I think. With a performance like that. I mean, it's just incredible. Whoever had him on your fantasy team, congratulations. You had a big week. Carson Wentz didn't do a whole lot. I mean, the Niners gave this game away. Let's look at it in the point of view of the team stats. Remember, when we talked about the Raiders won every team stat and still lost. That same thing happened with the Niners. The Niners won first downs. They won total plays. They won total yards. They won yards per play. They won passing yards. They won rushing yards. They lost on penalties, but they had 3 turnovers. So essentially, both games were the same. Now, they only had, one more minute of possession? And then Eagles had 2 defensive special team touchdowns. Niners also got sacked 5 times. That doesn't help. Third down was basically even. Actually, Niners won the third down. They won almost every stat and they lost the game. It's just disappointing. Basically off of 2 plays. It was over. Okay, so we're going to close out on this. Just a quick rundown of the scores. So it looks like Chiefs are up 3-0 on the Patriots. Broncos get a win over the hapless Jets, 37-28. We cover the Bills, Raiders, disaster. Eagles, Niners, disaster. Bengals played well. Joe Burrow gets his first win. He was the first rookie quarterback to have 3 straight 300-yard games. So it looks like the number 1 pick, Joe Burrow, is starting to pan out. They're 1-2-1. The Browns and Cowboys. The Browns are 3-1. Wow. The Browns are 3-1. For how much we make fun of the Browns, they're 3-1. The Cowboys have no defense. They have no defense whatsoever. It's crazy. They can't stop anybody. They gave up 49 points to the Browns. It wasn't like let's look at the box score real quick. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, Dallas Cowboys, their defense is terrible. Just terrible. Texans, 0-4 now. Bill O'Brien got fired. Over. It's over for him. Texans are done this year. They should just tank for high pick. And I think somebody owns their picks, so they don't even get their picks. And then that's pretty much it. Okay, we'll close this out. Be back Wednesday to talk about NBA Finals Game 4. Talk about NBA Finals Game 4 to see if the Heat can turn it back around. And maybe we'll cover the end of the NFL and we'll talk about my fantasy football team who's in shambles right now. That's it. Take care, everybody.